get into our first issue of the day. Supply of fuel in Ghana is at risk due to a 1 billion Ghana cedi debt owed bulk distribution companies by the Association of Oil Marketing Companies. The BDCs have been struggling to recover some 1 billion Ghana cedi debt from the OMCs without much success, compelling BDCs to sell products on cash and carry basis in recent times. Bulk oil distributors consequently announced plans to roll out a credit rating system that will determine the creditworthiness of oil marketing companies. Under the system, OMCs will be rated based on their credit history by classifying them into 4 categories, namely Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4. Tier 1 being the best and Tier 4 being the worst. Senor Hossi is CEO for bulk distribution companies, and he would explain this tussle between the UMCs and the BDC to us over the next few minutes. Senor, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Kamini.
What exactly is the challenge?
First of all, let me put a few things clear. There's no turf war. There's no tussle between us and the OMCs. The OMCs have been in existence before the BDC function actually started. The OMCs are the reason for our being. They are the ones who get us to keep being in business. They are our customers. So we are partners and not at war with each other whatsoever, as the story may have suggested. And whatever we're trying to put in place is something that we are mutually working together on to help improve the liquidity situation in the industry. And it's also not the case that OMCs have been the reason for shortages. It won't be tomorrow. It's not been yesterday. It is not today. A chunk of our issues have been on other fiscal problems, and it has very little to do with OMCs. Nonetheless, there are things we have to still work on and improve in our engagement with OMCs and in our natural course of doing business, and that is credit. Our credit exposure is significant. We run on credit, so it's important that we manage our trade credits in a way that is considered responsible and in a way that would encourage continuous funding from the banking sector. And that is what we are out to do together as an industry.
I see. So why do we hear of fuel shortage why do we hear that we could be faced with another fuel shortage here in this country because of some 1 billion cedis owed?
Community, this industry in this trade cycle sees maybe about 3 times that. So there's no way 1/3 of that would be what is going to cause shortages. So there are no shortages going to be caused as a result of this OMC exposure to BDCs or whatever it is. We've always been trading with OMCs on credit, and I don't see that necessarily changing the dynamics of supply.
But are you owed some 1 billion cedis?
We have some significant debt that's been there, but it's not too far from what it used to be, even though probably to an extent we may say it may not be as good as it should be. And to that extent, we need to work together to resolve that challenge. But there's really nothing like that's going to cause shortage whatsoever.
I'm surprised because then this report in front of me indicates that indeed the BDC claims, which is your outfit, claims that this 1 billion cedis audits could culminate into a fuel shortage in this country in a bit. And you say that yes, you're owed significant amount of money, but it can't result in fuel shortage. How much money are you owed?
I mean, largely the report may not be too wrong from the exact situation as in the debt that we are owed, but it's a kind of exposure that's naturally been there. We really strayed more because of the additional exposure that there is. But these are things we're trying to improve every now and then, and that's why we're trying to roll out what we call the credit rating system that rates OMCs and also rates BDC's compliance to industry trade credit standards that we work together on. And I mean, the story wasn't written by us. We never advised the story. And
But you granted the interview.
But this interview was largely done much earlier. If you remember, there was a story in the BFT. The only story out here that may be the case in the front that will be running what we've always been talking about sometime later this year. But there are no shortages coming from this, and there's no turf war. There's no misunderstanding with the BDC. OMCs. They are
we get an understanding of that. Senor, we get an understanding of that. Let's go into how the BDC is recovering or retrieving monies owed. You recall that a similar situation had led to fuel shortage in this country a few months back. And so how is repayments panning out for the BDCs?
I mean, it's improving. We're working with the association of OMCs and we're working on this, and I think we're fine. The problem has never been because of the OMCs, because we've already had...
No, we have moved away from the OMC conversation. Generally, how has debt recovery been for the BDC? The same debt recovery that plunged this country into fuel shortage?
It's a work in progress situation. We are trying to recover debt from government, we're trying to recover debt from our customers, and we'll keep doing it. As long as we keep covering stocks every day to feed the nation, to feed the consumer, I think that we are doing our job.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 the worst, where would you put debt recovery so far?
I'm sorry, I may not be able to weigh into your scale absolutely, because my skills may be different. I may not want to discuss that openly yet.
How much of your money have you been able to retrieve?
Kamini, when you are trading and you're having credit, there's a certain threshold you keep, because it's like new credit every day. If I have a month credit for you, you pay the previous month, you take one again. So there'll always be a certain character that will reflect every time. It's not one fixed test that you have to go and recover everything. Trade gets the industry running, trade gets the world running, gets economies running. So and credit does. So there's always going to be some credit advance to our customers.
I see. We'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much, Senor. Senor Hossi, CEO for bulk distribution companies, and he tells us that indeed the story that spells a tussle between themselves and the OMC is totally false. Though some amount is owed, it's not 1 billion Ghana cedi, and the OMC is definitely not cause for any form of fuel shortage here in this country. Well, that's just about it on our conversation of whether or not we should expect fuel shortage in Ghana anytime soon. I believe your fears have been allayed by now. In a bit, we should talk to the OMC also and find out from them what they intend to do to improve their creditworthiness with the BDCs. After all, we do not want to see any form of fuel challenges here in the country. In the meantime,